This podcast is brought to you by Penji. Penji is a creative subscription service that gives you access to pre-vetted, agency-trained creatives from all over the world. From graphic design to illustrations to social media management and web development, it's all included for one monthly price. It's time to say goodbye to the hassle of searching for top-notch creative talent. With Penji, you get quality and consistency delivered right to your inbox every day. Carefully crafted for you by humans, so meet your new creative team today. Head over to penji.co for more and enter the coupon code located within the podcast show notes. Olia, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Awesome. So we do things a little bit differently here. We like to start off with a little bit of a game. So are you up for the challenge? We got to get the creative juices flowing a little bit more. So the game is called Authentic or Aesthetic. And you basically, I'm going to read you a bunch of taglines and branding statements, and you can decide whether you think that it's authentic or if it's just aesthetic. You ready?
Okay.
Helping you unlock your limitless potential. Do you feel like that's authentic or just aesthetic?
I think it's aesthetic.
All right. I turn chaos into clarity for creative misfits.
It's aesthetic.
Co-creating brands that feel like an extension of your deepest self.
It is authentic.
Translating complex personal expertise into a message people actually care about.
I would say authentic.
Beautiful. So the reason why we started that game is because that's exactly what we're going to talk about, authenticity. So my first question is, you talk about the authenticity gap. In today's business world, from your vantage point, what is the single biggest reason truly wise and experienced people often stay invisible while the loudest voices dominate?
It's this my whole philosophy I care deeply about. I would love for people to be very authentic themselves and for them to get to know themselves first deeply and present them to the world. And I think everybody should be a character. They should have their own charisma. They have personality and uniqueness. And this is what I do with my clients. I try to look at a whole picture, how they work, what they create, who their clients are. I listen to their stories, and a lot of times they're amazing stories, and I just hear their voice from inside out. So I love to combine all these elements and create their authentic brand and voice through strategy and copywriting and digital creation.
So let's kind of like start from the beginning. Let's just say like, I want to be authentic and I want to market myself in a way that you find valuable. Where do we begin? Right. I've been doing this for 15 years. Right. And I have shared thousands of stories, whether it be online or to my friends or clients. Like, where do I begin?
Yes. It's, a lot of people have long stories and they live many lives. And it's always layers. So you have to build trust first. People will open up through layers. They will tell you surface level first, then you dig deeper. And then through communication and support, really through this process, they will tell you what really they truly care about and what they would like to do now. So this is kind of process guides me and guides the client through this process. So it takes a little time to surface all the deep desires, so to say.
For sure. So like, where should we begin? Right. So like, everybody has layers, right? And everybody has multiple journeys that they've been on, right? How do we make that into profit, right? Like, we want to be profitable. How do we do that?
Yeah. So I'll ask what my client cares about the most. A lot of my clients, they care about helping people. And we are going to build a brand that is connecting first rather than sell, and creating everything around that true authentic connection. and creating, for example, if they're a coach, we would create some packages that would help directly to the clients that they serve. Or it would be a webinar, for example, to build that long-term relationships and connection, and through that deliver more value.
So let's kind of let's stay there, right? Like, what does value look like? Because if I'm a coach and I'm trying to do packages, right? And you kind of in the very beginning said authentic or aesthetic. Like, how do we promote our true authentic self and sell that as a service? Because when you productize something or when you put something on a digital package, right? Sure, people have options to choose from, but why would somebody choose package one versus package two or package three? And how do you do that within yourself? Because you're selling yourself when you're a coach, right? So,
Exactly.
like, what does that look like?
Yeah, it's I give you an example. I started working with a coach recently, and her direction was to me, okay, I just want to build a one page. This is my offers. And then I started speaking to her, and she was telling me all her backstory and what she cares about and her calling, really. And there was a mismatch between her presentation to me, or direction, rather than what I'm hearing. And and I would like I ask her to take up space, because this is what she actually coaches other people, but she needs herself to take space and deliver that authentic message. And through copywriting and messaging, we deliver that. And packages was created based on her experience with, for example, moms that gone through some tough times between work and kids, and they just having a little bit of an identity crisis. So this was a primary goal, to help certain type of client. So through that, her messaging, and we uncovered that uniqueness about this particular coach, that it's easier for her clients to find her and resonate with her if they're on the same wave, for example, right? And then obviously from this presentation, the packages will speak for themselves.
That's fair. So are you saying that you should niche down on a particular type of person that you're looking for?
It depends on the particular coach or speaker, what they care about. I don't promote niching down too much, because I like to leave a room for growth. As you work with clients and you get all sorts of unique people, you kind of form your path, I would say. And maybe as a person, you grow in yourself, and you don't want to prevent yourself from growing, because you encourage other people to grow. So I leave the room for growth.
That makes sense. So now you have these packages, right? You find out what you are passionate about, and then you create packages. What are some ways to sell it, right? Like you said specifically that it sells itself. So if you are, to use your example, if you are a coach about helping mothers, how do you sell that? How do you get it in front of someone to sell it to them?
Yeah, it's a good question. We have so many tools, so many platforms that people use, and it depends on a client itself. What are their history? Maybe they're established business, maybe they're new, or they already have clients. Most of my clients already have kind of client base. They just need to expand. And of course, social media is a great example to use to talk about what you care about, resonate with people, and invite them to join their community.
Okay, so you were recommending to join a community. What does a community look like? Like, is it a email newsletter? Is it a Facebook group? Is it a social media channel? Is it a neighborhood? Like, what does a community look like based on your experience
I
and
would
your
say
client?
everything above. It's
Okay.
It's such a vast field. It depends what people like to use and where they connect the best. I like to use Facebook groups. That's a great opportunity to connect with real people and having important conversations. A lot of people post on Facebook groups through problems and looking for support. I enjoy Substack as well. I think for coaches and writers, and we only kind of talking right now about coaches, but I work with just general solopreneurs and founders. So it depends what field they're in. We'll choose something that works best for them.
Yeah. So something that's on your website that I found really interesting was I build the space where clarity, beauty, and growth meet. Strategy is my language, but connection is always the goal. What does that mean like to you?
I care deeply about my clients. I like to have a good conversation, connect on a deeper level, so to speak, especially with someone who's working with people, who's working with very educated people. And I'm a kind of psychology nerd. So I like to speak to them about psychology and human behavior and power dynamics. So through those conversations, we find common language, and people tell me their life stories or certain situations, how they came to do what they do. It's very interesting. So this is another layer of information that I'll take and I'll put it in their story.
Yeah.
Online,
So
for example.
when you, being that you are a psychology, nerd, so to speak, is there a question that you think that we should ask ourselves in order to, understand our business a little bit better? Because obviously not everybody's going to be a client. So you're speaking to the audience, right? So what is a question that they can ask themselves in order to help them share their story?
It's a very good question. And I went through this process myself. When I started my business, it's not a kind of, you do these three things and you'll know what to do. I think the questions I was asking myself, for example, is what do I really want? What type of life do I want to live? And the business is my lifestyle, because I'm a solopreneur, and I would like to build, I don't want another job that I will have to get so overwhelmed and be hated later, to show up for. I want to build my life around what I love to do. So I always ask, what do you deeply want? How do you want to live? And I try to build this business, what people want for solopreneurs, the way it would be sustainable. It would be sustainable for them in particular, the way they want to live.
What do you think? Do you think living is about money, or do you feel like there's more to it than just dollars?
Yeah,
Because you're not. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're not based in America, right?
Yeah, right now I'm in Paris.
Paris, beautiful. So like the American lifestyle is about money, at least for the most part. European lifestyle is not. I mean, it is, but it's not as money, at least in my definition, it may not be as money hungry as like American is. So like from your perspective, what is like a good, what could be a good goal to achieve if you're a business owner?
Yeah, it's a complex, I would say, complex question, because I'm coming from Russia in my move to America 15 years ago. So I have a little bit of both cultures, and I learned how to live an American lifestyle, for example. And now, as I'm building my lifestyle to authentic to me and how I want to live, I shifting my priorities or my values a little bit toward human connection and deeper understanding, and just, yeah, money is important to a certain degree.
Of course.
They're
I mean,
important
you have to pay the
until
bills,
you
right?
meet all your needs, all your basic needs. You satisfy all your needs. You have enough to rent an apartment, to buy food, to go out a little bit for entertainment. And then then it just becomes about other things like ego, fame, proving someone something. So there's bigger goals. Sometimes, you want to have a financial independence. That's a great value. From European side, I think, and I work with few European clients, and they explicitly tell me, please don't build the American selling system for me. We don't want to do the same. We want to help people. We want to genuinely connect. And I was like, okay, I got it. So I think the connection is less surface level, I would say. More, they genuinely want to help people, want to connect, want to build these long-term relationships, and business is long-term relationships. I look at it as this: you invest everything and build throughout the time.
Yeah, totally. I love it. If somebody wanted to become a customer and learn more about you, where would they go?
Yeah, you can go to brightechomedia.com, and you can find me on LinkedIn, Olia Maloy, or Bright Echo Media. Yeah, and all the platforms, really.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Olia, for your time.
You've been listening to Fully Managed, brought to you by Penji. Check out the show notes to learn more about today's guest, and to learn more about Penji, the human-first creative subscription service, head over to penji.co. And by the way, if you're still listening, it would mean the absolute world to us if you were to share this podcast with a friend, and of course, subscribe.